Hi, I'm Danielle from Begin Big, and I'm here at Manchester Pride with the lovely Jake Shears. So, how are you enjoying Pride this year? You excited for your set later on?
I'm so excited, Danielle. I couldn't be. It's so vibey out on the streets right now, and I've just been walking around. I got in late last night, and it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a great show. I'm super excited.
Such a good atmosphere already. So, you've just released your debut solo album. So, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, it came out 2 weeks ago today. Um, It's been a labor of love. I just worked super hard on this record and recorded it in New Orleans and Louisville, Kentucky, and there's about 50 people playing on it. It's this analog. I recorded it all live to tape, so it was a very special way of recording it, and yeah, I'm just immensely proud of it. I think it's the album of the year. And I do say I love this record, and I it's been amazing to see the response to it. I mean, people that have heard it just absolutely adore it, and I knew that they would. So I'm just super excited to get it out there and for people to hear it.
And that's great. So, you've been part of the Scissor Sisters. So, what was it like working solo?
Super different. But I've been having so much fun. I mean, a band to a certain degree is a democracy. I think that, I think you've got to have a vision for a band. You've got to have leaders for a band, but still, you want to filter everything through everyone that's in the band. You want everyone to like the music that's coming out. You want everyone to identify with the music that you're writing in the band. You want to represent everybody on stage, and you want to take in everybody's opinions on the live show, on what the songs sound like, on the artwork. And the main difference is I haven't had to do any of that. I've really just done every little thing I've wanted to do. I haven't had to run it by anybody. I've put this album out myself. I've got no record label. I've made my own record label. I've funded the whole thing myself. So assembled the whole team myself. So it's in that way, it's like I'm the straight up boss. And it's been good. And I feel like it's taken me along. I needed all that experience to get here to be able to be like, I basically know how to run a record label.
And who inspired your sound for the new album?
It's taken all of my influences that I've had over all the years. I mean, I'm a classic rock fanatic, and you can really hear, the record's dedicated to Elton John, and you can hear his spirit is all over it. Electric Light Orchestra, Harry Nilsson, Paul Williams, Bee Gees, ABBA, all Dolly Parton, all these people. David Bowie. It's all mixed in there, and there's Easter eggs all over the place where I'm referencing them, and all those people I've studied really hard. Those are the artists that I've always just aspired to. You emulate your influences, and then you end up making something completely different. Who knew that you could put Dolly Parton and David Bowie together?
Who would have thought?
You make something different. You make something that sounds completely unlike anything else.
That's great. And you studied fiction writing at university. So was music just something you fell into, or was it always your passion to pursue it as a career?
Yeah, I've had a lot of passions growing up, and I had bands in high school, and absolutely wanted to be a singer, but I also wanted to, I wrote fiction all my life. When I was in college, I started doing magazine journalism and interning at Paper Magazine, and Paper Magazine in New York was actually really where was an impetus for what I'm doing now, because I think having that job and writing articles and interviewing people that I was interested in talking to was super inspiring. I learned a ton from it, and I learned what was going on. I learned where to go. I learned all the stuff that was happening, and I just soaked all that up, and I ended up channeling that into a career. And so, anyways, that's kind of a long story, but I definitely, those kind of internships as a young person and studying under people, finding older people that have amazing careers, that have done amazing things, just to like mentor you and to learn by, and stalk the people you're obsessed with. Stalk the writers that you love. Find those people. If you're inspired by somebody, find them, stalk them, make them be your friend, make them read your stuff, make them listen to your music. That is, and you can learn a lot that way. That's what I did.
And in terms of your experience at uni, what was your experience like being a gay student?
My first year was Occidental in Los Angeles, and I was young when I started college. I was 17 because I started kindergarten when I was 4, so I was really young when I moved to LA. And as a gay student, that year. I mean, it was a very liberal campus, but it was a little bit secluded, and I was lonely. I had a hard time. I wanted more of like a gay social life. I wanted to meet more gay people. I didn't feel like there were a lot of people my age that were out. So I ended up moving to New York when I was 20, and I felt like if LA is not right for me, I think New York might be. So I showed up in New York, and it was, and I was going to a very liberal, very queer school. It was called Eugene Lang. It's part of the New School, studying fiction writing, and studying under incredible writers and poets, and becoming very inspired. And it was a very queer student body. So that was a pretty awesome thing.
So would you say you saw a difference then in the amount of support for LGBTQ students when you made the move?
I just think there was a different ratio. Mm-hmm. There was a different ratio. It was just a different kind of school, because there was definitely a lot of support in Los Angeles. But I think that that kind of visibility at school is really important. And if you are queer, and you are able to be visible, it's great to connect to other students. I think that's invaluable.
And based on your own university experience, how do you think students can begin big and graduate with no regrets?
Begin big and graduate with no regrets. Okay, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you my theory with college, and it's this may be completely. I never followed my requirements. So I never got a diploma. I was able to walk, but I never actually got a diploma, and I was in school for 5 years. I took whatever I wanted. I took every class that looked interesting to take, and that was my school. And I think that's more valuable than getting a diploma in the end. I think take what you're interested in. Follow that, because that's what's going to inspire you. I don't know, but some people want a diploma when they're done. But for me, I think even if you want a diploma, I think you should follow your passions in school. I think that's how you start big. Right away, check out what you're into, what you're interested in, and follow that.